Yeah, it looks like it's going to be such a great film. And here to talk about it with me, we've got our regular correspondent and games journalist. We've got Alan Wen on the show. How are you, Alan? You good?
Yeah, I'm very good, thanks.
Good stuff. So, what is your immediate reaction to that trailer? Like when you first saw it, what do you think?
I'm not gonna lie, I was like absolutely beaming after that. I had to like watch it again and just like, the first one as a teaser didn't offer that much, but I was kind
Yeah.
of intrigued, and this one just you know gave gave us the goods, I think, like in terms of fan
Absolutely.
service and references.
Definitely. What do you think we can expect from the film seeing this? Obviously, there is quite a few little Easter eggs and references in there, which is quite exciting. So, do you think we're going to see some classic
Yeah.
references throughout the movie?
Yeah, well, I think the interesting bit is like how we're going to see some of the storylines are going to be because
Mm.
obviously you see how Mario and Luigi are split up and he's with Bowser, so I'm sure like Luigi's going to go on a slightly different journey, and then we cut back to Mario who's on his like own little hero's journey. And you can see he's not Super Mario as you know him because he's getting absolutely clobbered by Donkey Kong
Yeah.
and like failing at those little whatever that kind of training montage is that's like based on these like classic Mario levels and
Yes.
obstacles. That
Yeah.
was great. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun trip, and also how they've given an update for Princess Peach because obviously she's not going to be just another damsel in distress, so she's definitely and Anya Taylor-Joy is giving her something quite different, a different perspective.
Yeah, I think that was quite a cool casting actually. I think because I think Annie Taylor-Joy could probably play her in a live action version as well with the kind of like the vibe that she gives off. I think she definitely could. So I think, do you think it's given you like because when the first kind of trailer came out, the confidence of the thing people obviously Chris Pratt doing Mario, it did kind of bring the mood down a little with people. But do you think this new trailer has kind of shown it in its entirety a little bit more, so people are a bit more confident about the film? Do you think?
Yeah. I'm not sure if anyone's still won over by Chris Pratt yet, but
Yeah,
I
it's
think
still.
with like like Anya Taylor-Joy, I think she brings a good kind of like she's not just the sassy princess, like she's not completely modern sassy princess, but she's also got different dimensions.
Yes.
I really like Charlie Day's voice as Luigi as
It
well. And of
works.
course, you see a bit of Seth Rogen. Well, I don't think he speaks too much in the trailer, but like in the Nintendo Direct they were showing beforehand, he was a little interview. You can see he's like obviously knows his stuff. He was talking about like his love for like an obscure Nintendo console. They even had to put a little like footnote to explain what that was. But like he seems like he's perfectly cast for Donkey Kong, and I love how they said they've given him a redesign as well that looks more like his original look as well, which that looks
Real.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think with Seth Rogen as well, he named his dog Zelda, which I think is really nice that you see in that as well, which is great, which is really nice. But I think it's great to see the musical references as well in there. I mean, they've obviously like reamped, and I was reading about how they'd like definitely taken some original scores and modernized them up slightly for the film. But do you think we're going to see quite a lot of the music that we know and love from the games as well?
I hope so. Well, like they mentioned I think yeah, they kind of talk about how it's not just a world but galaxies as well. So I feel like there's got to be
Yes.
some Mario Galaxy references, and of course with Rainbow Road, there's got to be a bit of Mario Kart in there,
Yeah.
and I don't. I'm always surprised if they just thrown a bunch of everything. But at the moment, it seems like they're mostly focused on that very epic orchestral version of the classic like NES uh, music. So it'll be interesting to see more from it. And also, yeah, there are rumors that there still at least some of the actors were saying like there are going to be some actual songs in it as well. So I
Ah,
guess we can
interesting.
be
Oh,
surprised.
there you go. They're leading us all in. We're getting very excited. We want this film now. I want it now. I want to see it now. I'm getting excited. But you went to Nintendo, Super Nintendo World recently, Alan. How was that? It looked like you had a great time. We were looking at all your photos on Twitter and stuff, and it looked like you're having an absolute blast.
Yeah, well, it was like part of my away long away trip back to Japan, so that was really good
Oh,
fun. But
brill.
yeah, I had to just go to Super Nintendo World after like it opened during the pandemic, and like people are still in wearing face masks and stuff, but like and very high demand to get in there, but once you get in, it is like I haven't been to a theme park in ages, but going in there, you go through a walk, you actually walk through a walk pipe to get in, and when you
Oh,
come out and you
so
see
cool.
like the world in front of you, just like wow, it is just like magical.
That's so cool. Yeah, so what other things can you expect there? I mean, obviously, I know they've got like life-size, things of like the toads and everything like that. What can we expect, like sort of like if anyone was to go there, what kind of stuff is there?
I mean, you see a lot of like the environments and iconic like little objects like the question blocks or
Yes,
like
brill.
you've got Goombas and piranha plants. They're all like recreated, and some of them have got like animatronics, which look really quite charming because they just look so exactly like how you imagine them,
So
and then
cool.
of like ridiculous scale. But like the actual attraction itself is actually quite small. It's because
No
it's
way.
only a small part of the actual Universal Studios,
Yeah.
and because of that, it's very because there's such a high demand. It means you need to get there very early, like basically when the place opens to get yourself you have to use the app to get yourself a timed entry ticket to get in order,
Wow.
and then you've got a lot of queues, and then once you're in there, you've got a lot of queues to go in. So like half the time I spent there was actually just queuing,
Queuing. Yeah.
and there's not actually that much. There's actually not that much to do, but the stuff there is in there is actually pretty charming.
I think, yeah, it immerses you in the universe and the lore as well, which I think is really nice as well. Would you recommend it to sort of like non-Nintendo fans as well? So if you maybe they're not a fan of like Nintendo or like the Mario franchise, do you think they still have a good time if they went?
I mean, I think the you've got to spend a lot of time there and also a lot of money because beside the actual
Yeah.
ticket, they've got this interactive kind of like interactive games which you need to buy a power up wristband for, which is going to run you another like 20 quid or something.
Oh yeah.
You have to use that to sort of like interact with some of the like little mini games out on display, or like you can earn coins or power ups throughout your time there, and then like that scores you at the end of the day, and then like according to the team that you're in and stuff. That adds to it, but like if you're not really a Nintendo fan, then you probably won't need to do that. However, if you don't do that, you can't unlock like a final boss battle with Bowser Jr., which is in itself quite a fun experience. And like
That's
it
so
uses
cool.
a lot of the attractions, like some of them use like AR based stuff, like the Mario Kart thing, which is a bit weird, but I
Yeah.
also enjoyed it. But yeah, but the biggest fun of all was actually queue. Well, the queue was long, but actually having a lunch inside the Toad's Cafe, which its Japanese name is Kinopio, so it's called Kinopio's Cafe in there.
So
But
cool.
yeah, I mean the food there is so lovely and well made and presented. I mean, I don't know if it's worth necessarily going the trip all the way to Japan for it, but then I suppose you can also wait for there's going to be Super Nintendo World's opening up in Hollywood and I think in LA as well, so you could wait for those ones as well.
Brilliant. Oh, that sounds so good. Well, Alan, once again, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And it sounds so good. I would love to go there. So looking at your photos and everything you just said there, it's right up my street. So thank you so much, Alan. It's been wicked to have you. And have a nice day. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cheers.